Hi, this is Dharti Patel. Here I am going to present our project which is face recognition as biometric security at large scale. The group members for this project are myself, Dharti Patel, Sonia and Jaskaran Singh. Discussing the content of our project, first we include problem statement, analytical goals of the project, evaluation metric, dataset we are using, dataset pre-processing, ethical concerns we are taking care of, tools and techniques we used, problem solution, analysis charts, results we got, challenges we have faced, references, and our contributions, and finally the conclusion and future work. After that, discussing our problem statement, we can say that the problem AI based facial technology is one of the most interested technologies which is improving with the time. It could make a verification possible in the touchless world, considering the COVID-19 outbreak as well. So companies are trying to adopt the AI-based facial recognition system by leaving the traditional one. In order to get advanced systems like paying by face, verified identity by scanning face while entering to office, we need an efficient system which can implement face verification and recognition efficiently at scale. We have already seen so many applications of face recognition, like unlocking the phone by using our face. But here it comes to question, what if we have millions of data for the system? Is the system still capable of doing face recognition? If so, what is the number of images where the system could work in a robust, efficient and accurate manner? And what the accuracy it's giving with the large scale data. So here our purpose is to deal with scalability and develop a facial recognition system which can be robust, efficient and accurate in order to work with large scale data. Next is our analytical goals, where we identify the person by implementing one-to-many comparison which checks against the dataset to discover identity. We use FaceNet system for the purpose of face recognition as it gives the state-of-the-art performance. We also get the embeddings of images first just to feed it to build a model for training and prediction. We built a model by using the embeddings of images in order to train the model capable of predicting an individual. Here, discussing evaluation metrics, we evaluate the accuracy of recognizing human face with the F1 score from confusion matrix. So the F1 score includes the precision and recall results. We can also measure the accuracy by using the given formula. Apart from this F1 score, we measure the recognition rate, which would measure how many images are correctly matching with the training images. Then false acceptance, which will measure how many images are matching with the dataset images. True rejection gives the value of images which are not matching with the training dataset. After that, we discuss our dataset. Here our main dataset is syllab A, but we also work with the LFW in order to verify the new record of accuracy claimed by which is 99.63% on the LFW dataset, like whether this FaceNet system is the best for facial recognition purpose. So here the syllab A is a huge data set containing the images of 2,25,99. It has identity text file which includes person's identity, label with class value, and multiple images of an individual. And in the LFW dataset, we have label faces in the wild, which is a public benchmark for face verification, and it also known as pair matching. So here we have 500, 5,749 directories of person having their images. After that, we discuss our data pre-processing, where we basically import our syllab A dataset in Python file, like load CSV data from text file into data frame. Then we filter and store data according to the different size of batches. For example, batches of 10,000 images, 20,000 and 50,000, so on. Then we split our result data into the training and testing data sets, 70% and 30% accordingly. And then we save these data sets into the training and testing text files separately, just to create the embeddings of the images. Then we discuss our ethical concerns. We have basically consent, which we proper consent of our data set, as this data set use is restricted to non-commercial and education purpose. Clarity, so data will be used to analyze, store and report the progress of the user by examining their data. So this is the clarification we give to users. Considering consistency, the user data will be stored by using safeguards like firewall and encryption techniques and maintained as per government regulations. Considering control, we have a total control over the dataset by providing an access to our team members. Considering consequences of ethical concerns, user data will not be shared with third parties. It would not harm the user. So these are the ethical concerns we have taken care of. Then we have discussed tools and techniques we have used throughout the project. So these are Python, FaceNet, TensorFlow, Keras, GitHub software, MTCNN library, sklearn, Matplotlib library, and NumPy library. From here, I will hand over it to my other group member.
Hi, this is Sonia. In this slide, we show the working of FaceNet. As we use a FaceNet system in our project, it is based on the mapping that it learns from a face images to compact Euclidean space where distance directly corresponds to a measure of a space face similarity. As shown here, there are three different persons' images. So we put the images into FaceNet, and then FaceNet create the embedding for the different person. The person have a different embeddings, and then it classify embedding using a classification algorithm. Then the orange is belong to third person, the green is belong to first person, and this classification blue is belong to second person. When we test the images, and then FaceNet create the embedding for the test images, and then it predict the images according to the embedding, that its both images colors is shown as orange. So it predict that this image is belong to the third person because it create the embedding, and when embeddings are matched with each other, so it predict that that person is belong to that class. As here This images is belong to orange class. Then orange class images is for third person. So in this way, the FaceNet is working. This slide shows the image distribution of our dataset according the class. In our dataset, every person have a different number of images. Number of images are not same. As shown here, the number of images are 5, 10, 20, 25 and so on. The person have these much images. So there is a highest number is 30 and there is more than 2500 classes where there is a 30 images of a person, as followed by 2000 when there is 20 images of a person. We can say that the data is not well distributed because the number of images are different according to the person. For our project, we just only pick the number of images where there is a 30 images and more than 2500 classes. In this slide, we show the coding that we use to make data ready to train a model. As shown here, we copy the train and test data into new variable, and after that we create a feature train variable where we can only store the column which have a numeric value, and there is a label in our data set and we store that label into label train new variable, and same process is we follow for the test data set, and then we create one normalize function, that L2, which is used to normalize our embedding. It works as it normalizes all the embeddings into -1 to 1, and so we can get a better accuracy as after normalizing the data. We built SVM model for our data set. We try with a different kernel of SVM like linear, polynomial, sigmoid and RBF. We got the better accuracy with the linear model. As we can see here, we got the 91.8% accuracy with the linear kernel of the SVM. And we also print here the classification report which show the precise recall f score for the test data, and it we just only print for 45 images as we run our kernel with 10,000 images. So it is very difficult for us to uh, predict all the to predict the value for all the 10,000 images. So that's why we only pick 45 images, first 45 images. So it gives us a best result with the linear kernel. So this is the confusion matrix of first 5 classes. As we run the SVM model with a different images, like first we run the SVM for the 10,000 images, and after that we run SVM for 20,000 and then for a 50,000 images. So it is very difficult for us to make a confusion matrix of that much images like a 10,000, 20 and 50,000 images. So that's why we just only create a confusion matrix for first 5 images. And so we can see in the confusion matrix it show the prediction. Like for the first class, it show the first class has 9 images. So it show that the 8 images are the right, that is belong to a 0 class, and there is a 1 images that it predict a wrong. And also there is a 1 class which it give a 100% good prediction, like the 1 class has a 9 images and it predict the 9 images right. So as we can see here, in the class 28 classes, there is a 9 images, and all the precise is 1, recall is 1 and f score is 1. It means that It showed the 9 images correctly that this is belong to that class. There is no other images that is belong to other class, like other classes, like there is 8 images that is rightly predict, and there is one images that it is not rightly predict. So that's why it show that a one recall for this and 89 for other, and total it showed that the 91% accuracy. We just only pick here only 45 images that is belong to these classes, and every class has a 9 images. So this is our precise chart, and this is the confusion metric of first 5 classes.
Hello, Professor. This is Jaskaran Singh. So we are getting these results. We used SVM classifier for these all the results, and with different kernel like RBF, linear, sigmoid, polynomial, we getting these results. As we see in the first chart, we use SVM classifier for 10,000 images, which has 334 classes, because in our data we have a lot of images with specific classes. So we got 89% accuracy in RBF, and in linear we got 91.87, and sigmoid we have 89%, and in polynomial we got 88% accuracy. From all of these linear kernel, uh, from linear kernel we got higher accuracy, which is 91.87%. Then the following results, we did the same process but with 20,000 images, which have 668 classes, and again we got higher accuracy from linear kernel. And the last result which we got from 50,000 images, which have 1670 classes, then again we got 87.3% accuracy. According to these results, we can say we always got higher accuracy from linear kernel from all the results. And one more thing I have to say, like while increasing the number of images, our accuracy is also decreasing a little bit, with the margin of 1 or 2%. So these are our challenges. Actually, we faced a lot of challenges, but these are the most common challenges which we all face together. Like we have a lot of data in the form of images, more than 2 lakhs images in our data set. And next one is we face a lot of difficulties in loading and pre-processing the data set because we have a lot of images. So that's why it took too much time for pre-processing and loading the images. Furthermore, we all were not familiar with the server, right? So the server provided by the company which we are working with, we have to go through all the commands to run our codes on server, and also have some difficulties to make virtual environment for working. We use server because embeddings also took a lot of time on our computers for processing. One of the crucial disadvantages is that we didn't meet with our group members and no in-person meetings with them in this time of pandemic, right? So these are the references from where we got the help, or we learn a lot from these references regarding FaceNet technologies and how it process with different models. These are our contributions. We read research papers and working on pre-processing tasks, create the embeddings of images to make ready to train the model. Dharti built as SVM model for training. We also perform LT normalization before training models, and we try different models for getting good accuracy. Next one is conclusion and future work. So as we consider all the results, we say FaceNet technology is giving the better performance than other for facial recognition of human faces. FaceNet is giving 87% of accuracy with Salabay dataset having millions of images. We also use CNN deep learning model from FaceNet to create embeddings for images. Euclidean distance is used to find or predict the match of human faces from the images. our project is completed, but we are still working on it for getting the better results. So that's all we had. Thank you so much for watching.